Is John Cena's retirement tour hurting the rest of the WWE product? Who are WWE teasing in the new mystery vignettes? And could Trick Williams be on his way to the main roster? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and you are watching the Wrestling Republic podcast. Joining me today, firstly, we have Mr. Clark Taylor. How are you, Clark?
Fired up to be here as usual. Obviously, happy Monday to everybody that'll be viewing this. It is Sunday right now, but I assume tomorrow will be happy as well. Monster
Maybe it
spoiler.
won't be.
Maybe it won't
Something
be.
dreadful could happen overnight, and then this will age really badly.
Whoa, let's hope not. Whoa.
Let's hope not.
What do you mean? You don't want to speak that into
well, yeah,
existence.
but look, if something bad does happen now, everybody will be watching this podcast and will be like,
the only bad thing
that
bad thing that's happening lately is the time change, because it's going to be shorter days, and that means I can't golf after we podcast.
It's bad news for the golfers out there. But also joining us today, we have Shad Tawks Graps. How are you, Shad?
Great over here, man. Tatum Paxley wins the NXT Women's Championship. The Philadelphia Eagles put BTA on the New York Giants. I'm having a wonderful weekend. I don't know about y'all.
I'm having a delightful weekend because Arsenal are still top of the Premier League. So I am really, really happy because Man City and Liverpool lost as well. But this isn't about any other sports. This is about professional wrestling. And we do have a lot of professional wrestling to talk about today. But let's kick things off with something which has really dominated the social media headlines today in the IWC. And that is these mystery vignettes which WWE have been airing. Let's just play it out the gates. Future Ben here with a quick disclaimer about this upcoming segment, because we record the podcast every week on a Sunday for it to come out on a Monday morning. Now, usually this is never an issue with anything we talk about. However, unfortunately, this is one of those cases where it kind of is just a little bit of an issue, right? Because we are talking about these mystery vignettes, and when we're talking about it, only 2 of them had come out. But since then, another 2 have come out, so there's a total of 4, and it is very clearly 4 different people walking in different shoes. Now, that doesn't make this segment obsolete or anything like that, right? Because everything that we are saying, you now just have to think we're talking about potentially one person in a faction of people or something like that. I don't know. But everything we say still does count, still does matter. But just keep in mind, there are another couple of vignettes now as well. So enjoy the video and make sure to like and subscribe. So here it is. And as you can see, it is literally somebody walking in black shoes and black trousers. And there's no other hints. There's dramatic music in the background, which turns into the Saturday night's main event music. But other than that, where there's not really any hints or indicators as to who this is. So there we have it. They didn't give too much away, but who could this be teasing? Clark, I want to go to you straight away.
I've got the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. No doubt. You look at the shoes, you look at the strut,
Really?
You look at the walk. I think it's Y2J. I think it's Chris Jericho. I think if you showed a countdown clock, it'd be a little bit different, but this is about as close, showing the feet moving. And that's what the giveaway is in my eyes. When it comes to that, if you were to flash a clock on the screen, we'd all know who it was. But
That's the thing.
If you start counting the steps, it's a little bit countdown-esque. It's Rockstar-esque.
How would you be counting the steps, though?
I don't know, man. Some people analyze videos different than others. I don't do math normally, but sometimes I count some steps. I don't know. You ever been in the dance industry? You got to count steps. Ask David Sheldon.
That's true. That's true.
Sheldon.
What are you talking about? You ever seen the Jabberwockies? They're counting steps every day.
I'm going to be honest, a lot of people in these comments think it's Chris Jericho, right? We know his contract expires in like 2 months. But why would they post not 1 but 2 of these vignettes? Both of them are the same thing, somebody walking, and there's no real differences or giveaways in the second one. But why would they post both of them the same day, 2 months early, if it was Chris Jericho?
I mean, this is up to the point, man. We act like if you circle back from 99 and you talk about Y2J and you talk about the numbers striking, obviously synonymous to Y2K, but a lot of that was being played during that time frame, and it was Jericho. Jericho is the king of, just a big time debut. And to that being it, this is kind of like, if it is Chris Jericho, this is an older Jericho. This is a wiser Jericho to a point, and this is a guy who probably wants to put a feather on his hat and end his career to the place that made him kind of the biggest name that he is to most wrestling fans. Obviously, this guy has been a renowned superstar on WCW and in Japan, of course, in AEW. But we all know Jericho for what his groundwork and the superstar he became in the WWE. And to me, it would be an incredible homecoming moment. Like my biggest frustration with wrestling is that man gets entirely too much hate than he deserves. Like, that man is one of the most important wrestling figures of our time. He is a borderline Mount Rushmore superstar if you want to put a debate from longevity to all that he's accomplished. And yes, he's not the same guy as he used to be, obviously, right? He's in his 50s. But
yeah,
let's be real. AEW doesn't get put into a bigger, viewership slot if it isn't for Chris Jericho. TBS
right.
familiar of who he is and kind of him pushing in the gear towards it, and a lot of eyes watching it because they're familiar with Jericho. On top of the fact that the guy still is a relatively good worker for his age. He's not
for his age. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's not a bad wrestler. Like, we're watching, John Cena. We're watching the Dudleys and the Hardys. Like, Jericho's put on some better performances than a lot of them in the last.
And he's, I think, I don't know about the Dudleys, but he's like 5 years older than Cena as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things. I would love it. Like, if he got a big grand stage moment in a return, I think it'd be great. And I want him to be appreciated for the legend that he is, bro. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I'll agree. I don't think his work has been that great in the last few years in AEW. I think he maybe has extended, overstayed his stay over there for what he needs to do. But it doesn't short sell what he is, man. Like, the guy is a absolute, like, he's a legend.
He is. There is no denying that. You are right. Here is the thing, though, Shad, and same to you, Clark, as well. I don't think there's a chance in hell this is Chris Jericho, because I think he is going to return to WWE, but I'm going to give you multiple reasons right now as to why it's not him. First things first, like I said, it's 2 months early. They've dropped 2 in one day. If they just drop one, maybe. But the fact they've dropped 2 on one day makes me think, honestly, maybe tomorrow this person is returning, or at least in the very, very near future. The second thing is, like you said, Clark, the strut. Chris Jericho, especially in WWE, has a very distinguished walk. This is not that walk. This is a cool guy walk. And talking about the walk, number 3, these legs are a lot skinnier than Chris Jericho's is. These are some skinny legs.
So who does that lead you to believe it is then? Give us a name.
The person everybody and their mother is suggesting it is Gunther. It's the Saturday night's main event music. Everybody thinks it's setting up John Cena's final match against Gunther. Very sensible. There's one big issue with that theory. And do you guys know what that issue is?
Gunther's 6'5" with big legs.
Well, no, his legs are quite skinny, actually.
No, Gunther's his legs are skinny because he was a big guy and he lost all that weight.
He's a big dude. His legs are bigger than the legs in the video. It's not Gunther.
Well, I'll tell you the real reason it's not Gunther. The person is wearing socks. Gunther doesn't wear socks. So that's the real giveaway there. So bang, just like that, Detective Ben has ruled out both Chris Jericho and Gunther, which makes me think it can only be one of 2 names. One is the likely choice. The second one is out there. The first one, and the more likely one, is Santos Escobar. I think it's incredibly likely this is Santos Escobar. He, of course, left the company. He's now back in the company. I think that's kind of the obvious one. The more unlikely one is the guy we've talking about 2 of the last 4 weeks on this podcast, and that's Andrade. Because there's gossip in Mexico this week, right? And it's only gossip in Mexico that WWE want Andrade to return to the company now that he went to AEW, and that's the reason why they've enforced this 1-year clause, so they can actually try and get him back after firing him. And I don't think there's a chance I think there's next to no chance that's happening. But, I mean, it would be funny. It would be.
If it was
That would
Andrade,
that'd be the biggest rib of all time. Like
it's ridiculous.
Nah, man. That would be the most like ASS backward thing to ever do. You literally let this guy go for quote unquote wellness policy issues for you to give him his own vignettes, rehire him, and push him in a bigger just because he showed up on AEW, bro.
I'd love it.
Shad.
That would be so funny. That guy, if that happens, Andrade must be that dude must have the most riz of all time. You know how to sweet talk to TKO and Tony Khan for them to let him get back.
Did you see his tweet yesterday? He tweeted, it's him on the phone, and it's like, I always answer work calls, even when I'm with my family. And everyone's like, that's Nick Khan. He's trying to talk to Nick Khan.
Unbelievable.
I love his literally IDGAF personality, bro. Dude, he really just not care at all.
I mean, if it was Andrade, could you just imagine how did we get there? That has to be a documentary. If whatever, he's gonna turn the wellness policy into the this policy.
That's a good one.
It's it doesn't. It's not even
wellness. That surely would be something, bro. I can't even I wouldn't fathom. I don't think
they should do it. They should do it. It's Santos. By the way, it also is Santos Escobar's similar shoes to what he wore in NXT and a similar walk to what he's done in vignettes before. So I am actually pretty dead convinced it's Santos Escobar.
I think you're Gunther. Because you mentioned the Saturday night's main event noise.
He doesn't wear socks.
Maybe he bought some.
There were only two.
His stylist could have been like, "Whoa,
who
buddy.
does wear socks, John
Bro,
Cena.
You don't. Hold up, Ben. Those shoes are like suit shoes. You don't go barefoot in them shoes.
You do. There are two types of people who go barefoot in those types of shoes, right? One of them is Europeans, specifically France, Austria, Germany, that area. That's the trend there. And the second is Clark. Those are the only people who wear no socks with shoes.
Well, I don't do it with full lace-up shoes like that. I would do
full lace-up shoes. Those
are
more like loafer type of
fashion.
Loafer slide type of shoes.
Yeah, I would only do it with loafers or boat shoes.
Yeah, they're not boat shoes.
I just don't like having to wear socks.
Bro, are we really
I will in the right circumstance?
The key reason for you thinking it's not Gunther is because he has socks on.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro.
Find a video of Gunther wearing socks.
Whoa, doesn't exist. That's a good point. I'm not going to lie, Shad. Normally I disagree with Ben, but on this one, when it comes to socks, as an anti-sock specialist, I'm kind of with Gunther on this. I at all costs don't wear them. And I would have figured out a way to work loafers into that outfit, even for the vignette, so that I wouldn't have to wear socks. I mean, I used to wear no socks in Dry Joy's tours. So if there's any golfers out there that know what that means, if you know, you know. Those things are all leather and just beat your feet up.
I've just looked as well. There's no evidence of him wearing socks. Can't be found.
Well,
Doesn't
wait,
exist.
technically, weren't there 3 stripes above his boots a few times in Progress back in the day? Those look like high socks.
Well, maybe. Well, obviously, I mean, sure. Actually, no. Of course, he wouldn't be wearing socks or wrestling boots. Would he? No.
Ankle tape. You'd hope.
Yeah. I don't.
I'd like to believe.
I don't even think that most wrestlers wear socks or wrestling boots today. If you're a wrestler watching this, let us know. But anyway, guys, we now need to move on from this Gunther shoe discussion to talk about our takes of the week, because it is time to get a little bit serious. If you guys don't know what our Takes of the Week segment is, it is the segment where we give our Takes of the Week. It is actually quite self-explanatory. If you didn't understand it based on the name, I'd be a little bit worried. But that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is my Take of the Week, because my Take of the Week is, if Jey Uso or CM Punk joins the Vision, the faction is completely and utterly ruined. Look, the entire point in kayfabe that Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker kicked out Seth Rollins was that he was holding them back and they were ready. If they replace him with somebody who is already established, whether that's CM Punk, Jey Uso, or anybody else on the main roster, it is any other main eventer on the main roster, it is the exact same issue. It would make no sense and the faction would be done for. If they are going to add anybody else to this faction, it needs to be somebody young, somebody to be a third, not a leader in the faction. I know I keep saying Austin Theory. There's a few other names you can say as well. Obafemi, maybe Trick Williams. There's quite a few. My preference would be somebody under 30, but you can debate that however you want. But what you cannot debate is if this happens, it would ruin the Vision. I'm really fascinated, guys, to get your thoughts on this.
I'm fascinated too. Go ahead, Shad. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you.
Would not ruin it. Punk would benefit the Vision. If he goes heel and he's the ringleader of it, CM Punk would benefit the faction.
So why did they kick out Seth Rollins then?
I don't know. I'm just saying they can tell the story. I'm just saying in a hypothetical situation.
The story's screwed. That would be something from like an AEW faction.
Paul Heyman sweet.
And I love AEW.
I mean, they're look, I don't know how we get there. That is their job to get there. But if you're asking in the standpoint, if the team was to replace Seth with one of these two, and you're telling me both of them would be a detriment, I would argue Jey, I agree with. I don't think Jey Uso is like, if Jey Uso, I've heard the, talks about everyone's like, well, Jey can kind of become his own tribal chief and have his own faction. Solo's already doing that, right? Solo's kind of already done that.
Exactly.
It wouldn't make sense. So Jey, I completely agree. It doesn't make sense. With Punk, just because the ties with Paul Heyman, you know what I'm saying? And we've never,
but Paul Heyman screwed him.
No way.
There is something that they could eventually tell within it. I don't disagree.
It would be AEW-esque.
Let's not
be Judgment Day 2.0.
CM Punk was in AEW, so it's not far.
Yeah, I love AEW. You know that. But what I'm saying is, they've done this with Adam Cole, MJF, and stuff before, where they, there's too many layers to the story because they've made it too complicated. And issues come up, so you roll with that issue. You don't know, now overcomplicate it and create an issue on top of an issue. Mm-hmm. And that's what you would do is if you bring CM Punk into it. The entire faction was created to screw CM Punk.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think you're both missing the mark here.
It's to benefit Paul Heyman. Heyman is the groupie. He goes to whatever benefits. I mean, the thing is this. I'm not saying he needs to join it. And to your point, it may not make a complete sense. But he fills a role for that third guy. And I think he kind of fits the image of it. Because I'll be honest with you. You can talk about young guys, blah, blah, blah. Your man's is not ready for leading a faction. He's just not. That's why they... Bron Breakker.
No, but he's not really the leader. Paul Heyman is the leader.
Okay, well then they're just going to be. Go ahead, Clark. I'll let Clark get his.
There's only one answer here, my friends, and this is where you're wrong, Ben. It's not a young guy. That's not what we need. A third young guy in this group.
Yeah, that's the Vision. That's the entire point of the faction.
No, but whose vision is
Reed
it?
Is like 36.
Whose vision is it? And
34.
that answer to whose vision it should be is it was never Seth Rollins' vision. Paul Heyman is a corporate shill as he's always been. And there was a guy that counted 1, 2, 3 multiple times.
For flip's sake.
The Rock. This was his vision. Out. He's the biggest heel in the industry. The minute he said all this was his idea, including the Seth thing, how it all started, how we got here in the first place, it is The Rock. It's Dwayne Johnson. It's his vision.
You think this
is the worst looking I've ever heard in my life?
No, you're wrong because
that would kill the faction quicker than CM Punk would.
Biggest heel in the industry. You have the biggest heel in the industry, letting you know that he's a puppeteer. That would be the smartest decision The
'Cause he
Rock's made
ruins every
in his whole
story.
career.
He's not
No,
there enough to do it.
that's the point,
Saved Mania
Ben.
a couple years ago, bro.
That's the
No, he
point.
didn't save Mania. The fans saved Mania. He
No.
almost ruined Mania a few
Stop
years
it.
ago.
The
Let's
point
get that
is-
right.
the
Let's
point
get that
is-
right.
Not
He
ruined.
almost ruined it, and it ended up perfect because of the fans. So his involvement was a net positive, but if
He-
it went the way he wanted it to, it would not be.
To your point,
So why-
that's exactly the emotion that he
Right.
would invoke as the leader of the Vision. He ruins every story. And then watch what it does. It makes Braun and Bronson the biggest heels in the business alongside Heyman. They messed around Rollins. It was the plan all along. They messed around Cena. They used him as a pawn. The Rock, his vision was he convinced Cena to go against his own morals. Now you can explain things that were misses. You can right wrongs with The Rock as the leader of this group 100%. And you set up for now Rock Cody, Rock Roman, Rock Rollins retirement tour. Talk to me, my friends. Ended in Saudi. Let's talk about it.
No,
Why not?
No.
Let's go.
So
I mean,
don't-
retirement
I
tour
don't
is
see-
premature.
I
as
don't
well.
think he's gonna
No.
come back personally, but I don't. So hold up, what? So how in God's green earth aligning two big time stars such as The Rock or such as CM Punk is going to hurt this faction and hurt?
Because
working with those two young
storyline
guys?
wise, it makes no sense, and story is king.
You can
Well, The
pivot
Rock
and
makes
create.
sense.
You can pivot and tell the story or rewrite stories at all the time. Like there's ways to
And it
audible
never
through it.
works. Rewriting stories never works
Bro,
in this business.
these guys-
We've seen it a
I'll-
million times before.
Edge and Matt
Unless
Hardy,
you make
what are you
one
talking
clear
about?
pivot. If you pivot with pivots, it never works. You can only have one chance to make a turn like they've just done. They've kicked Seth out because he's injured. That's the turn. You can't now do another turn because as soon as you do that, it becomes a mess and it never ever works. Find me an example of it working. And guess what, Clark? To your point very, very quickly, I'd like that idea about maybe setting up John Cena and Braun Breaker as the final match, but it would have only have worked if Cena turned face after WrestleMania before the Vision started. Because Cena was still heel when the Vision started, The Rock creating a backup plan would make no sense. If there wasn't an overlap, then yeah, actually, that could have worked. But there is a huge overlap. There's like a 4-month overlap, so it doesn't.
I hear you on that. I still think you can sort of get around it because there was also, I mean, I still believe that an audible was called on the Rock Roman deal when it comes to Cody. I'm not buying that was the plan all along. That seems like revisionist history there. Like we knew it would work with Cody. That we're just gonna flip it, right? Like no. That's
What do you
not.
mean?
I think that the reaction, and then the reaction to what happened, is what caused the press conference. But the
Oh, yeah,
full
of course.
plan was not Cody all along.
No,
It
it
was.
wasn't. It was Rock Roman. That's my point. Fans
no.
saved that Mania. Rock almost ruined it.
Exactly. And so if you put that character on TV, ask Vince McMahon. Remember, he ruined
Okay, hold on,
Survivor
wait,
Series in
wait,
'97.
But he
wait.
won't
Ask
be
what
there
that
every
was like.
week. He'll be
Ask
there
what
like once
that-
every 6
Bro,
months.
how did
That
he
makes it
ruin-
worse.
Hold up, how did he? Hold up, how did he? Okay, fine. They altered the plan for Cody to get his moment, right? That's amazing. That's awesome. I got a Cody Rhodes video on right now. Salutes to the bro. Rock didn't ruin that Mania by any means, regardless. Like how the story was
would've.
audible. Okay, but he only amplified it.
He took a
But that's what I'm
choke
saying.
from
That's
the
because of the
Undertaker.
fans. Rock's idea would have ruined the Mania.
The
Took
Rock
a
and Cody was
chokeslam
probably the
from
best.
Undertaker.
Cody and The Rock was probably the best feud that entire calendar year, bro.
Yes, easily. But that
And
wasn't
that's-
the plan.
But the final boss, like that's the thing. If The Rock locks in, he locks in.
Hang
That's what
on.
Clark is trying to say. Like first and foremost, I don't think he's coming back. I think this is just a spitball idea. But hypothetically, if The Rock is locked in and he is like, okay, I will play this character and I will be part of this. I'm not going to just cut some blah blah, corporate promo or whatever it may be. Then it will amplify those two guys to a point that they'll never reach without having him. Like I don't see, like I think Braun Breaker will get there eventually, but I don't think he's getting there this year, maybe next year. Like I don't. He's not.
on.
Come on, bro.
Dude,
I'm
it's
being
early,
dead
man,
serious.
it's
As
early.
long as he has Heyman in his corner,
Ask
that
Bob
dude is
Lashley.
ready for the world title. Not for the
This has been
WWE one, for the
this has
world
been-
title.
Bro, what
This
are
has
you
arguably
talking
been
about?
the worst stuff Heyman has done in the last couple years.
It's honestly Heyman's worst work.
Yeah,
Well,
one
yeah,
of his worst.
but that's because there was issues with the Vision as a faction. Now that Seth's gone, you actually have an opportunity
You mean to
tell
make
the
it better
story.
because you really like the youth. I hear you, but at the same time, at the end of the
Bronson Reed is
day,
37 years old. I checked.
like, yeah, dude.
Oh, is
Bronson
he?
Reed- Yeah, he's
Yes.
37.
Let's kick him out too.
Yeah, he's not young
I'm
enough.
joking about that. I'm joking
Jeez
about that.
Louise.
But that's
Nah,
my
but-
point. He's the old one in it, right? He's
No,
the
Heyman's
Batista of the
old one.
group.
Heyman is the old one.
Oh, he's not a wrestler.
Heyman's
Oh,
like
could
70.
be here for another 20 years.
I don't
right?
understand why you're not criticizing Heyman.
Because there's no age on managers, right?
Oh,
But my
it's-
point is they need
he
another
was-
younger talent, or it's not the Vision. It's just this is a vision for Braun Breaker to become the main event.
Whose vision is it, Paul's? Because he's never looked like the leader. Paul
I
looks
think
like
it's now
he's doing,
Braun's Vision.
Paul looks like he's doing the same thing. So the name doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah,
That's
the
why if it
vision
was,
don't
there
click.
has to be a puppeteer behind the scenes. And that's where if Heyman's going to play that role alongside The Rock, remember the second cell phone, all of that stuff. He's been working with
The
that kid
second
the
cell
entire
phone.
time. Yeah, this guy's got he's like Kevin Nash. He's got two
that one
phones.
is The Rock. I mean, I think it'll be overbooked. I don't
got
think we can
two
make it
phones.
work.
No,
I
I don't.
think
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
it's happening. I'm just saying, like the standpoint of having somebody of his. Like I don't even know how we made this. This was initially about Jey Uso and CM Punk, and we made the entire joint about The Rock.
I had to drop The
So,
Rock in the middle.
This
I was
is
like,
yeah. Hopefully, hopefully, news sites clip this, put a rumor out about it. We said it first.
Rock's on his way back. Leader of the
Rock's
Vision.
on his way
Heard it
back.
here first.
Rock is returning to WWE. That'll be the thumbnail, by the way.
Yes.
Are The Rock and Chris Jericho returning to WWE?
At the same time, together.
It
might
might
even-
man.
it
It
might
only
even-
makes they cut the same promo against each other again. That'd be amazing.
WWE's
Yes.
secret plan to bring back The Rock and Chris Jericho.
In the same segment.
The Rock cuts a promo. That
That's
would be
today's thumbnail, guys. You're welcome.
I whiffed it. That should have been my take of the week.
fire. Yeah. Clark did his job. He's done for the day.
Shoot.
Right. Anyway, guys.
Brilliant.
Next segment, it is time for Clark's actual take of the week.
My take of the week this week is that John Cena, unfortunately, the never before seen or the never seen 17, as great as he is, this retirement tour has now become a distraction and it's hurt the rest of the product. It's hard to watch the rest of the card. We know that there's only so few dates left on John's end of the spectrum here. And the speculation about who it's going to be and why it's going to be and what's going to happen with what we have left in such short time has just taken away from both main event scenes, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. You watch a Raw or a SmackDown and you really know you're not getting John Cena. You might get a clip or a video at best, and not really. The majority of this build is happening online. For the end of his career, it seems bizarre to me how we ended up in this spot, and it's distracting from the rest of the card.
That's interesting, actually. And I don't think I really disagree because you are right. We've been complaining a lot about it. And it kind of has been like the entire product this year has been centered around John Cena's retirement tour. And of course, it's not gone well too, which hasn't helped any of the products. I mean, there's been some great highs, but a lot of it's been low. So actually, to be honest, Clark, I think I do agree with you.
Yeah, I hate to do that to John Cena. He's, a legend in the game, and there's been highs, like you mentioned.
That's not on Cena though. That's on the
No,
that's
it's
on
not
the
on him at
bookers
all.
in the company. The fact that this has been an ongoing problem with them though, for real. If it's not at the top of the card or the top storyline, nothing else matters that much. Everything is either booked in a microwave, right? Super quick, heat it up and serve it on a platter, or it's just not given any care at all. And that's the unfortunate truth. And like you mentioned, I think the disconnect between previous things that we've had and this one is the fact that the guy is not going to be here on a ongoing standpoint because he has the limited dates, right? And they've tried to do the best what they did with it. I think they tried to swing for the fences a little too hard in the beginning, and they struck out. And now they're just trying to, pick up the sticks and try to clean it up as much as they can. And, at this point, as fans, we're so late into the game. I mean, we got, a couple months until his last match. At that point, we're just going to appreciate this last time bit. But like y'all mentioned, it's going to be looked back as a waste. And this is honestly, this past year is going to be looked back as a relatively weak year for WWE compared to all the high spots they've had in the last couple of years.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do think you are right there as well. I mean, a lot of people are saying, because a lot of people got back into WWE as well, which is something I personally didn't realize around the time of WrestleMania 40, because of The Rock, because of all that, to your point, right? And by the way, I'm not discrediting that Rock and Cody story. I want to make that clear. I'm just saying it was not what The Rock wanted to do. It's what they ended up doing. And that's because of the fans, and that's the brilliance of wrestling. But back to my point, that a lot of people got back into it then, and you can only tell stories like Cody's finished the story once every 5-10 years, really. So it kind of is a little bit of a peak, but also the weekly product, to your point, does seem like it's getting less care. Things are either cooked too quickly, or they are left and they're just burned, and then they forget to take them out of the oven, in the case of the Judgment Day and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So yeah, honestly, I think I agree with both you guys.
It's an interesting situation because John Cena deserves the spotlight all year. So I'm not trying to say it's like his fault. Like Shad, you mentioned that earlier. Yeah. It's not. It's on the booking. But it's just funky how we got here because, like you said, it was so hot coming out of 40.
The best part is, though, right, and it aged so badly, the Unreal episode where John Cena, Triple H says to John Cena, "I won't mess this up." And John Cena goes, "It'd be pretty bad to have to mess up a 20-year career." Now, it hasn't messed up his entire career, but they have royally messed it up. So it is quite ironic. They made an entire segment on that episode towards it.
It's not the worst thing in the world, to be honest with you. They've given us a lot of enjoyment throughout the process.
Cena has. The creative's been dreadful. The creative's been miss after miss after miss. Cena's just had good matches and delivered well on promos.
R-Truth was arguably the highlight.
And they ruined that too. They never ended it.
Never did anything with it, They brought him back, and I haven't seen him on TV. Like, the last thing I saw him do was do a commercial.
Which was actually quite funny. I did enjoy that. I was like, if you're going to do a commercial, this is quite a good way of doing it. I won't hate on that. But, Shad, it is now time for your take of the week.
Yeah, man. Well, we are fresh off a very, very fun Halloween Havoc on NXT. And we had our men's NXT championship match between Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams takes the loss, puts over Ricky Saints. And it got me thinking, it's time. It is time to get this guy on the main roster because, in my opinion, Trick Williams has every bit of the tools to be a successful world champion on the main roster. That's the Universal title. That's the WWE Championship, whatever it may be. He has the absolute capital IT factor that can make him a renowned champion. Trick Williams, to me, is someone that has progressed more than any other pro wrestler has in the WWE in the last few years. Like, you can name a couple people, like Tiffany Stratton, some other ones that kind of built their way up. But a guy went from a former NFL player to trying to pick it up from the indie scene to getting onto the PC to becoming a valet to becoming this big-time star. And when you look back at his career in NXT, he's arguably had one of the most legendary NXT careers when you look at all the accolades being over, all the stuff that ties with TNA. Like, anything that they've given Trick Williams, he's answered the call and he's delivered. And to me, that will only continue when he gets to the main roster. The fact that the guy is as natural as a talker than anybody, like the quick wit, the slogans, the energy, the just being a pure, cool guy, man, coming out with the music, with the whoop that trick. chance, and we know that he can tell stories. We know he can play two sides of the coin. He's an incredible heel like he's been in this last year, but he's also a great babyface that people love to root for and chant for. And the main thing I want to put out there is this: criminally underrated in-ring wrestler. A lot of people gave a lot of flack towards him as a worker because he kind of came in new, was relatively green. Trick Williams has developed so much. Trick Williams has put on shows that have been incredible. Like you talk about his match with Santana lately. You talk about the last night's match against Ricky. Like Trick is delivering on an in-ring basis. And to me, when you look at the WWE, like being an in-ring competitor is half the fight. He's got that half, and then he's got the other half. He's also young, Ben, right? He's still a relatively young dude. And I think he's got the tools to be a world heavyweight champion. So in my humble opinion, Trick Williams is the guy that they need to push when he gets onto the main roster, and he needs to be a world heavyweight champ.
Shad, my question to you out of the gates is this. When you say that about him being a world champion, when do you want to see him become a world champion?
A year. He could do it in a year.
Do you think he can do it before Braun Breaker then? Because you said a year plus, right?
Yes.
Oh, come off it.
Yes.
Come off it.
Yes.
What universe are you living in?
Trick Williams
I'm
is
sorry,
far
Braun
better
Breaker's
superstar than
so
Braun
much
Breaker.
better in the ring than Trick Williams is. He is so much better. Trick Williams has a bit more charisma, but guess what? That doesn't matter because Braun Breaker's got Mr. Charisma, Paul Heyman, in his corner. Braun Breaker has it. You can't describe Trick Williams. I do agree, could be world champion, but not before Braun Breaker.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, Ben. So you love the age thing with Braun Breaker, and the guy's a stud. He's a heck of an athlete, just like Trick Williams, former pro athlete.
Yeah.
The one great thing that Braun Breaker has going for him that separates him from the other guys his age is his explosiveness. And guess how long that lasts? His timeline with his age, in your eyes, he will not be the fastest guy running the ropes. He will not have the most explosive spear.
That's why you need to capitalize now.
To adapt. Oh, wait a minute.
Exactly.
You're telling me there's a small window for Braun Breaker? Because
no, I don't. I think he's going to have to adapt at a certain point.
I thought he was going to be the future to carry it. He's Derrick Rose. That is the perfect comparison. He is Derrick Rose and Trick Williams, longevity-wise. Trick Williams,
Lesnar,
the style he wrestles. Wait, did you just compare Braun Breaker to Brock Lesnar?
In terms of the fact that he'll have to adapt his style as he gets older, yes.
No. Stop.
I'm not. I compared it as in he'll have to adapt his style in the same way.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Brock Lesnar didn't have to adapt anything. Brock Lesnar is a freak of nature. He's different than Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is a freak of nature with explosive speed. Speed goes away first. Brock Lesnar was a freak of nature with speed at one point. Is he as fast now? No. But as far as strength and explosiveness and build, the difference between Brock and Braun is staggering. Stand the two next to each other at their athletic peaks or now. No,
I'm not going to argue that. I think Brock Lesnar
staggering.
He's a level above in a lot of
Bobby
ways.
Lashley is closer to Brock Lesnar.
He's going to be a better promo.
Bobby Lashley is closer to Brock Lesnar physically.
Trick Williams is so this is the thing.
Trick is in that kind of shape. That's what I was going to get to, Shad.
Sorry. Braun Breaker's closer to Brock Lesnar than Trick Williams is. Let's not do that now. Let's not.
Trick Williams is bigger than Braun Breaker.
Trick Williams is closer to someone like Booker T, right?
Booker T, great comparison.
Okay, Braun Breaker is not anywhere near Brock Lesnar.
No, not even.
I didn't say. I mean, as far as people go, I think he's close, but he's not that level.
He's not even close to Scott Steiner. There's not enough steroids in the world for him to catch his uncle.
So, hold up. So, we're talking about the WWE, Ben.
Yeah.
The place where it's about stars, right? People don't care about matches as much as you're making it seem to be, unfortunately, with WWE fans.
No, you're right. They care about good stories.
Trick Williams is leaps and bounds more charismatic than him, not even by a bit. He's
better on the mic.
On the mic, I agree. He's more charismatic on the mic. I won't deny that.
He's smoother in the ring. He's more versatile.
He's not smoother in the ring. He's a lot more green. He still messes up certain
Braun's
basics.
whole thing is he goes from slow to fast. He does the Samoa Joe
That's
gag.
not his whole thing.
It is his whole thing.
There's not that. The disparity between Braun and Trick in ring and them on the mic and like character wise, it's more substantial than Braun being a character and on the mic than it is.
Not
Braun
being a character
and-
on the mic, sure, not being a character.
It's
Braun's
not like
got a good
I'll give
character.
you
Trick
it.
is way
Braun
better
is
at
probably
speed.
a better in-ring wrestler than Trick. I won't say by a whole lot, but I'll say he's probably a little bit better. Right?
I would
Yeah,
disagree with that even. I would say
I mean, he
Trick's
is.
smoother in the ring. Trick's smoother in the ring, and I would honestly also say Trick can wrestle arguably more versatilely because he can wrestle from underneath against guys that can challenge him from a size perspective. I've never seen Braun Breaker wrestle from underneath as a babyface in a way that was enticing to me. Not even one time.
Well, yeah, we've never seen Brock
that.
Lesnar and the likes do it either. You don't do it
Yes,
when
you
with
have.
these
What
guys.
are you talking about?
Okay,
He was like
who?
the biggest babyface in the industry when he F5'd the Big Show when Heyman turned on him the first time.
yeah. Sorry, yeah. Okay, if you
What
want to
in
go
the
that far
world
back,
are
yeah.
you? Come on, man.
So, but Braun Breaker could do that in the right circumstance too. He
Cody.
could. I think long term he's going to be a babyface. Well, a tweeter. I think he's going to be a Stone Cold-esque babyface long term.
No way.
Not in the.
That's crazy. No.
As soon as I said that, I knew you were going to take it.
What were you
As in,
thinking?
he's a bit of a bad guy, but he's cool, so he's a face. That's what I mean it as.
I think he's a bad guy his whole life. He sounds
I
too
know.
much like Scott Steiner. He sounds more like his uncle than he does his own dad.
Yeah.
I do want to
the
clarify
gremlin.
something, though.
He's
I
not
do
the
want to
dog-faced
clarify.
gremlin.
I think Trick Williams has a lot of potential. I think Trick Williams, to your point, Shad, I agree, is a future world champion. In fact, not even just like a future world. I believe Trick Williams could be a world champion in 18 months to 2 years' time, right? I mean, look, if they did it sooner, I would not complain either, but I just don't think they will. I just disagree with the idea that you keep saying Braun Breaker this isn't ready for that world title right now after the story they have told, and suddenly you're now saying Trick Williams will be ready before Braun Breaker. That's my issue with this take. It's not the Trick Williams world title part.
You the one that brought it into it. I wasn't even talking about Braun until you brought it up.
No, but you brought it up last segment. I'm tying it back in again. You can't say somebody's not ready for the world title, and then 2 segments later say that somebody else is not expected to be compared.
That's why I made this topic.
I'm with Shot on this one.
I think you guys. I don't. I think Trick Williams has a bright future, very bright future.
Sure.
I don't think he's. I think Braun Breaker is. I think you guys are underestimating because Braun Breaker's been given bad creative too. We've spoken about how bad the booking for the Vision has been. Like, let's be real about it. Braun Breaker, I do think this second half of the year now on the road to WrestleMania is going to surprise a lot of people.
We will wait and see. I guess we'll see what's up with it.
I agree. I think he runs really fast. People will be stunned by his speed for a man of his size.
Brilliant. Thanks for that one. Right, time to get this show back on topic. Let's give our faction of the week. We do have this fancy new graphic thing now, so I don't need to explain faction of the week every time. It's quite obvious what it is, and I'll kick things off with match of the week. In fact, no. I'll let Shad kick things off. Shad, what is your match of the week?
Match of the week from the world of Marigold. 2 sisters, rivals, reunite after 7-8 years. Mayu Iwatani versus Io Sky. Thunder Rock Forever. Absolute banger of a bout. That is match of the week.
Absolutely. And the reason why I let you go first, Shad, is I knew you'd be picking that one. And honestly, I have to completely and utterly agree as well. These two, I mean, look, at this point, should we be surprised when either of them have a banger? No, because every time they do have a banger, we are here talking about it. And I really do like how Io Sky now with these crossovers with Marigold can return to Japan, because I was a fan of her. I was watching her in Stardom in I think 2016, 2017. And at that time, I said, this person is the best women's wrestler on the planet. Of course, then she went to NXT, WWE, and she took that a step further. But to see her back in Japan working that style, she is so good at it. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, they went out physical bout. You don't see Io getting striked and kicked in the head like she got kicked in this match, and then the triple German suplex that she hit on her. My God, man, Io is so amazing.
Absolutely. Clark, what is your pick?
I'm actually going to go with Okada and Bandito. It's funny
Ooh.
because Brodito has made my tag team of the week most weeks. Obviously, I had Jurassic Express last week, but Bandito, I think, is the only wrestler that's been on my faction of the week every week since we started the show. So I got to give credit where it's due. And it was a heck of a match between the two on Dynamite.
Absolutely.
That was my second choice, by the way. Like, it's not a bad choice at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, look, I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more later on as well, but Okada right now and Bandito, they are both on just incredible runs. Up next, standout of the week. Anybody basically was stood out to us as a fan. For me, I am going to have to go for a fellow Arsenal fan, a big Arsenal fan, in fact, a fellow Brit, somebody who is also English, and that is Blake Monroe. 144 days after she signed with WWE, she won her first championship, the Women's North American Championship. Look, wherever Blake Monroe goes, gold follows. That is a fact. It's not something you can deny. She was in AEW for what, a year? And she held their women's championship. That's something which nobody has done before. Nobody's come in, won a title, and left like that. But she did it, and she did it so well as well. Where it was a story which made sense, and it really elevated Toni Storm. Toni Storm elevated her to a new level, and then she managed to elevate Toni Storm to a whole other level again. It was incredible, a fantastic story. And yeah, Blake Monroe has to be my standout of the week. But Clark, what is your pick?
My pick for standout of the week is Chris Statlander. I love Stat as world champion, getting her shine, and then spoiling the celebration for the CEO. It was off the charts. Stat is my standout, no doubt about it.
The one thing I will bring up very quickly, because Shad, I spoke to you about this as well. I spoke to both of you about this a couple of weeks ago. The only issue with this storyline is I still don't think people know whether to boo or cheer Chris Statlander. And the fact that she came across in that segment basically is the heel to me. Almost as the heel.
What? No, the CEO was the heel. Stop it.
Ruined the celebration. It was a lovely celebration. We were doing CEO dances. There was puppets. I didn't mind Minnie Monet. But as soon as it got to Chris Statlander, I mean, it was like, heel. Ruined the segment.
No, it was great.
You're not going to know whether to cheer or boo her again, even though I like Stat.
I know.
You are out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
I'm not wrong. The crowd never knows how to react for her. Listen to the crowds. They never know how to react for her. They're like, should we boo her? Should we cheer for her? She's the female Kane. Not Tegan Nox. She calls herself the female Kane. But Statlander is actually the female Kane because nobody knows if she's a heel or a face because she turns constantly. Same as Big Show too. But Shad, what's your pick?
Man, this is Halloween weekend in most places over here. Obviously, Halloween is on Friday this coming week. But a lot of events did a lot of Halloween themed stuff. Obviously, we'll talk about a show that happened on NXT Wise. And there's only one person that stands out when it comes to Halloween. And that is a Miss Shotzi Blackheart, who is I missed her so much this weekend. Obviously, no longer with NXT, but she had a very, very fun match against Emerson Jane on GCW, a trick-or-treat street fight. And then she also wrestled on the Halloween-themed episode of MLW against Brittany Brooks. Shotzi Blackheart is an absolute star. And ever since she's left the WWE, she has only shown the WWE what they lost, and she is only better than when she was there to where she is now. She's been taking the independent scene by storm. She's been doing incredible stuff in MLW. Shotzi is, without a doubt, one of the most talented wrestlers in this industry, and she is my standout because it is Halloween, and she does her Halloween stuff. So, yes.
A fantastic shout. And yeah, you are right. I mean, she was a perfect fit for WWE, and it somehow didn't work out, and I still can't get my head around it. Up next for Talker of the Week, I'm going to be honest, really weak week for promos. Very few standouts. So the one I'm going to give it to is Becky Lynch, and that is purely for her promo backstage with Heyman. The way she delivered it was exceptional. But I mean, usually most weeks, I don't even think that was enough of a promo to win promo of the week. But for what it was, excellent. Clark, your pick?
I'm going with Becky Lynch as well. I mean, she was all over Heyman in this promo. I thought it was excellent. Like it was the best one of the week by miles.
And Shad?
It's clearly the easiest pick, bro. You guys are out of your mind. The talker of the week is Minnie Monet. He was out there in the ring, cutting an incredible promo, celebrating the success that she has. My goodness, she is as natural as a talker as anybody is out there. Minnie Monet.
Yep.
I can't believe puppets are now in. How do you even spell Minnie?
M-I-N-I.
Oh, there we are. Yeah. I can't believe puppets are now in faction of the week.
Short
But look,
for miniature.
it was fun. It was fun. I mean, I think maybe Harley Cameron deserves the award, but yeah, screw it. Minnie Monet can win it. Up next.
Harley, what do you mean?
Harley, that was Minnie. That was the puppet that was talking. Didn't you see?
Oh yeah. Tag team of the week.
Harley didn't
Shad.
say anything. I think she'd be offended.
My tag team of the week is actually going to be in the world of AEW as well, because we are going through this entire women's tag titles going on, and we had a very fun match. Winner gets to choose who they want to go against, and that team was Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, a makeshift tag team. But my goodness, the ability to work with each other. I love the finish going into the Queen's headbutt into the Haterade lariat. It was so dope to see. I got them as my tag of the week.
I mean, a fantastic shout. I really cannot deny it, of course. I believe, might be mistaken here, but I believe Tegan Knox and her girlfriend are going to be taking them on, aren't they?
No, they're going against TJ.
Oh, shoot. I couldn't remember who it was for a second then. Well, I'm completely wrong on that one, but they are a great tag team as well. Clark, what's your tag team of the week?
My tag team of the week, I've got Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Sorry, I have the hiccups too. No doubt about it. They had a great show at Halloween Havoc. And yeah, I have the hiccups.
I didn't know the hiccups also teamed with them, but I'll check that out tomorrow.
Sorry. Wow, that's never happened on air. I don't think I've had the hiccups since I was like 15.
What?
But I'm gonna go with Javon and Leon. I like never get the hiccups, and I was just sitting here.
Crazy.
And the hiccups.
What's going on?
They're a three-way team. But I'm gonna take to let you catch your breath, Clark. I'm gonna take a tag team which I know Shad hates. And that is what hates. We hate they do them together. And that is AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Because they won the tag team championships this week, and I am absolutely delighted about this. And Shad, you made the point on the daily broadcast a couple of days ago saying, I don't know why they're teaming together. It doesn't make any sense. I will tell you why it makes sense. Dragon Lee was somebody who was trained in Mexico, then went from the country he was trained in to Japan, just like AJ Styles did. He found major success in Japan, just like AJ Styles did, and then went to the WWE, just like AJ Styles did. Of course, Dragon Lee was younger when he did so, and didn't hit maybe the same height as AJ Styles, but even still, they followed a similar career path. But most importantly, Dragon Lee is somebody who is so talented, so underrated, and so underutilized, and I've said it so many times over the last couple of years on Wrestling Republic products, right? But he is somebody who deserves a push. And for AJ Styles on his retirement year to have dedicated, a couple of months to helping elevate a younger star in a tag team, I absolutely love the idea of it, Shad.
Doesn't he have a faction? Like, doesn't he have buddies in LWO?
Oh, who cares about that faction? That faction sucks. Right.
So you're literally not teaming with anybody in your faction to go team up with AJ Styles just because you guys.
Is anybody in the faction in the faction? Rey Mysterio's injured. The others have disappeared to Triple R.
Joaquin Wild could do it. He's an incredible tag
He's making music.
Okay. Oh, my bad. He can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
He's too busy making beats.
He's a musician.
There's some bangers.
Yeah,
some bangers.
No, they are good. I like it. Joaquin is talented, and he's a talented wrestler. But I mean, we'll see.
Absolutely, he is.
I don't hate it. I just think it's random, but good pick.
But up next, show of the week. I'll let you go first, Clark.
For show of the week, I'm actually going to go with Halloween Havoc. I didn't love the main event. The results of that, we had the little guy with the spear on my good friend Trick.
Oh, your hatred for Ricky continues.
Yeah, and then he's got that goofy tornado DDT. I can't stand it. But the rest of the show I thought was good.
Well, there we are. But Shad, what about you?
I'm going with the same thing. I got Halloween Havoc as my show of the week. I thought it was a very fun show, and I liked the post show a lot we did.
I don't know if this is my end, but I heard Shad talk about like 10 minutes after he spoke then.
Yeah, that was weird. Like it wasn't aligned.
Am I good now? Am I good now?
Yeah, you can now.
I don't know. In the same amount of time, I beat the hiccups though, so we'll take it.
Halloween Havoc.
Like you were silent for like 10 seconds after it, and
Your
then
mouth
your lips
was
started
moving,
moving,
and then suddenly
and
it
then you
said it.
spoke.
Some lag must have happened. My bad.
That was
StreamYard
hysterical.
bull jiving for me.
But you know what, guys? I'm going to break your record. I'm not going to give them the triple win this week because I'm actually going to give it to Monday Night Raw. Because Monday Night Raw in recent months, and same for SmackDown, has been very mid, right? A lot of it's not been must-watch. A lot of it's been very skippable. A lot of it's been repetitive. This week, every segment had stakes. Every segment was entertaining. I mean, essentially, it was must-watch from start until finish. And I can't remember the last time a random episode of Raw has felt like that. And I do think it deserves praising because that is back to its best. So that is my show of the week. As for promotion of the week, this week I'm going to give it to WWE as well. Of course, there wasn't too much on in AEW. They had a strong episode of Dynamite, decent episode of Collision, but not too much. But Clark, what's your thoughts?
For me, promotion of the week, I do have to give it to WWE this week. As much as I'd love to give it elsewhere, I'm going with WWE.
Biased much?
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to give it elsewhere.
Somebody
Yeah, I tried really
love
hard.
it.
I tried really hard.
At least you gave it to them in the end, I guess.
I almost went United Wrestling Network.
The Commons would have loved that one.
Shad,
Shad, what about you?
Maybe they get some followers though.
Yeah, I got WWE as well. I think just the fact that NXT had such a strong weekly show and as well as a pay-per-view, and then Raw and SmackDown both being pretty good. I thought they had an overall great week.
Absolutely. Women's Wrestler of the Week. I mean, I spoke about, but couldn't get my words out then. I spoke with a person earlier on, and that was Io Sky. I've got to give it to her. You guys know me. She's one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. And another banger. Another week, another banger. Shad, what's your pick?
There's only one right answer, and the fact that you didn't say it makes me super irritated. The person that won the title that matters in the women's division in NXT, not Blake Monroe's little, secondary title.
Oh, that's
the main champ. The real champ, the champ upon champs, the best wrestler in the WWE to this day. Tatum Paxley is the women's wrestler of the week. She finished her story, and I'm still hype off of it, man. Tatum.
Honestly, I kid you not, Shaw just convinced me, Ben. I'm going with Tatum too. I'm just gonna get ahead of this. I
can't disagree too much because you won a title.
I'm going with Tatum Paxley.
But I do want to just say this to you, Shad. When was the last time she's won a singles match?
Oh,
yesterday.
Who cares?
Before yesterday.
Who cares? She won the match that
I
matters.
can't remember the last time anybody in WWE won a world title.
Why? So this is the only. So we're
not winning for like 18 months.
She won the big one.
She hasn't won a singles match for 18 months or something.
And she got the dub.
Who cares? She won the match that matters.
Yeah. Did you see the gold around her waist, Ben? What are you talking about?
And is Sean Spears meant to be a babyface now as well?
Maybe.
He is now because he's with Tatum Paxley.
I don't know.
How can you hate someone that's
the culling doesn't work? I don't know anymore.
I think you're overthinking this.
I might have to start rooting for Izzy Dame when she turns on her.
This is just about
Get out of here. Izzy Dame is lame. Doesn't deserve anything good in this world. And she's dating a guy that will never be a world champion, Braun Breaker.
Oh, now I'm really gonna have to root for Izzy Dame just because
Ben's
of this
favorite
narrative
wrestler,
you have.
Braun Breaker. Ben's favorite wrestler, Braun Breaker.
Yes. Ben better be invited to their wedding.
That.
I better be the best man at this point.
Ben's
Honestly,
favorite wrestler, Braun Breaker.
the amount of flipping PR work I'm doing for this man, honestly, right?
His prized young prospect, Braun Breaker.
He's not even young anymore. It's starting to worry me. The
Whoa,
fact that he's
Ben's
starting to
getting
get
nervous.
older.
Day
Man,
by
I'm out.
day, Ben's becoming less of a fan as the days
I can't wait till
pass.
Ben turns old.
He's like, is it daylight savings again? Braun Breaker's geriatric.
He's like 28 now. He's starting to.
Guys,
You've
might as
got
well
like
be
two. You've got
90.
like to 18 months to give him a world title, or he's done for.
He's 2 years away from looking at a retirement home.
All right, man.
No, that's LA Knight. But anyway, up next, guys. LA Knight is not winning Men's Wrestler of the Week. I'll give you that much. But Shad, who's your pick?
I got 4 letters, 1 word. Yee. I got Jey Uso, man, winning that battle royal. He's gonna go against Phil at Saturday night's main event. Yeah.
I mean, look, to be honest with you, I actually like Jey Uso. I don't understand the Jey Uso hate. I don't think he's somebody who's I like to think of him, and I've said it before, as like a Jeff Hardy of this generation, where like he's a mid-card guy, but the kids really love him. You can give him world title now and then, and it's fantastic for a short run. I do quite like him. But look, a lot of fans don't. I mean, that's like the most the second most disliked WWE YouTube video of the year, behind Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble.
For sure. That's kind of crazy. Oh well.
2 for 2.
My wrestler of the week.
He's actually 3 for 3, because the third one is also him winning a match.
Oh,
or
he's on
something.
fire. He's going to get the whole top 5.
But,
He's got to turn.
I don't get it. I don't understand the hate. I really don't. It's so exaggerated. But anyway, Clark, who's your pick?
I'm going to go with LA Knight for my wrestling. No, I'm kidding.
I went to write it as well.
No, give me Okada with the big victory over Bandito. It's Okada.
And that's
I
my
had to
pick
get
as
you
well.
on the no one's gonna pick LA Knight as wrestler of the week. I was like, watch this.
It has to be Okada this week. Like you said, the match with Bandito, incredible. But also, something I want to quickly put attention to. Okada's acting recently, right, with this Lakesha storyline, has been like so much better. Like, he actually has a character now. When he came to AEW, everyone was like, he's got no character. Now he's got a character, and he's pulling it off really, really well. And he annoys me. His facial expressions annoy me, which means he's doing his job.
He's killing it. It's some of his best character work of his career. And the New Japan style is different. The adaptation to AEW, I got to give him credit, man. It's off the charts.
Well, yeah, it's completely different product altogether. Because a lot of it in Japan is based on respect. And of course, Okada, it took him a while, but he eventually earned the respect from the Japanese crowd with his match quality and stuff. But you can't necessarily do that the same way in America. You can't just have great matches. You need to have a good character. And I thought turning him heel was a bizarre decision at first. It's worked.
100%. I agree. And with his moveset, it makes sense. I know we're not allowed to say that. Shout out CM Punk, but sorry.
It's a banned word.
I said moveset.
A lot
Shout
of
out
people
Hangman
actually.
Page.
We're not allowed to say that.
Shout out Hangman Page.
Yeah, shout out. But I agree with you too, because his moveset is a bit more of a slower style too. And in Japan, it didn't seem like that. As soon as you go to the States, it does. And it worked perfectly. But there we have it, guys. Our faction of the week. I don't think there's too many we can really disagree on this week. I think it's actually, I mean, we got a puppet. That's a little bit controversial, but outside of that.
Hey. It's all good.
Hey.
But guys, that does bring us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below so you never miss an upload. We will be back same time, same place next Monday. But before then, make sure that you guys watch Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast every single day, 8 p.m. UK time. But this is important. 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific for just this week, because clocks in America change a week later than the UK, and it's all very complicated. But we will see you there. Peace.